Are you ready to master the basics of conducting? In this video, I will guide you step by step through the essential beat patterns: the 2-beat, the 3-beat, the 4-beat, and the 6-beat. You will learn how to distinguish between legato and staccato styles. And at the end, we will discuss a vital skill for every conductor: hand independence. If you're right-handed, you can follow along with the conducting movements directly in this video. I always mirror my videos, making it much easier for right-handed conductors to practice the exercises alongside me on the screen. Hey there, I'm Baumeister, and through my online conducting courses, I'm helping musicians improve their conducting skills so they can confidently lead any type of orchestra, choir, or ensemble. First, let's explore the 2-beat conducting pattern. Its shape resembles a mirrored J. For beat 1, bring your arm straight down and guide it outward at the lowest point. Then, with momentum, move it inward for beat 2, allowing your hand to naturally bounce upward. The more legato you want to show, the softer and rounder your movements will be. The more staccato you want to show, the sharper the movements become, until eventually only the 2 impulses remain. However, I always keep the shape of the inverted J in my mind, even if it's no longer visible. This helps you execute the motion cleanly and accurately. If you're wondering how to distinguish legato and staccato strokes, here's a simplified guide. For legato, lead the motion primarily with your forearm while keeping the wrist steady, like this. For staccato, reduce the amplitude of the forearm movement and focus more on the wrist action. A good exercise for this is guiding the tip of the baton as if you were drawing circles on the surface of water. When you combine the legato stroke with the staccato stroke, you develop the standard motion needed to conduct a beat pattern clearly and precisely. This means your forearm performs the basic movement like in the legato stroke, while your wrist adds small impulses on each beat. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. The starting shape of the 4-beat conducting pattern follows a similar structure to that of the 2-beat pattern. For beat 1, bring your arm straight down and guide it outward at the lowest point. Then, with momentum, move it back inward for beat 2. For beat 3, guide your arm outward again. Finally, return close to the starting point of the downward motion, allowing your hand to naturally bounce upward to mark beat 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. To make your legato smoother, try practicing a horizontal figure 8. Just like in the exercise for the 2-beat pattern, try practicing the 4-beat pattern in all 3 variations as well. First, start with the legato stroke, just coming from the forearm. Then move on to the staccato stroke, concentrating on the wrist. And finally, combine the 2 into a mixture to internalize the standard motion for this beat pattern. Next, let's look at the 3-beat conducting pattern. Unlike the 2-beat and 4-beat patterns, you start by moving your arm inward as you strike beat 1. This is very important, not outward, but inward. Then guide your arm outward for beat 2, and finally return to the center for a natural bounce upward to mark beat 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. The difference between legato and staccato strokes remain the same as I demonstrated earlier. And of course, the standard stroke results from combining the legato one with the staccato one. Let's move on to the 6-beat pattern. The basic movement of the forearm in the 6-beat pattern is similar to the 4-beat pattern, with the difference that an additional beat is added inward and outward. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Try to practice it like the other beat patterns before: in legato, staccato, and finally a standard stroke. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Some general notes on baton grip. The baton rests loosely in your hand and is lightly enclosed by your fingers. The back of your hand faces upward, allowing greater flexibility for future wrist movements. I strongly recommend all my conducting students to start practicing hand independence right from the beginning. While your dominant hand performs the beat pattern of the respective time signature, your non-dominant hand can indicate cues, articulations, dynamics, and phrasing, and more. Ready to take your conducting to the next level? In the next video, I'll show you 3 fundamental exercises to develop perfect hand independence. Don't miss it. Let's keep conducting.